there is a bit of the enemy of my enemy is my friend here, which is when Lamar was coming out of school, while Bill Polian got the face of it because he said he should be a wide receiver or whatever, the loudest and most ardent Lamar Jackson skeptics, most of them were bad actors. I'm not calling Bill Polian that. They were folks that people in my position in the media, young, usually pretty liberal, myself, pretty, I think, evolved on a lot of social issues, really didn't like those folks. They didn't want, and they were like, and they found their opinions to be abhorrent and not really just about football. And I believe to my core that because of that, and because the biggest Lamar critics early on were just bad folks, there has been an overcorrection where 8 years later, nobody seems to want to acknowledge what is so patently obvious year after year after year, which is he is an all-time legendary first ballot Hall of Fame MVP who plays his absolute worst football in the absolute biggest games. There is a name for that in sports. It's called getting tight if we want to be nice, choking if we want to be mean. We have no problem saying it about Aaron Judge. We have no problem saying it about James Harden. We had no problem saying it about Peyton Manning.
Blah, blah, blah. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, and donate to Project Transition below. Let's go. Wow. He went there, and we all know our minds have went there before in terms of the Lamar Jackson conversation. He's talking about, is Lamar Jackson overrated or protected by the media, and the reasons behind that. Now, let's talk about it because basically, from the beginning of Lamar Jackson entering the NFL, he went through hell, right? People telling him to switch positions. He's like, I just won a Heisman at that position, and then follow that up with a better season as a quarterback, even though I didn't win the Heisman. And now you're telling me to switch positions? People try to make that racial, even though they have told white players, white quarterbacks before to switch positions. I even played with one named Matt Jones. Who? Matt Jones. Point being, that was the beginning of Lamar Jackson to the world at large on the NFL level. But this is a story that's greater than playing the game of football and the quarterback position. And I'm glad Nick Wright brought that up. So let's just start off with two things in our heads as we go through this video. One, what warms you can burn you. We all know that in life, right? And two, the road to success and the road to failure are eerily the same. That lets you know and highlights how little things add up to big victories or big losses. And that's what Lamar Jackson has went through. Okay, we get that out the way. Let's talk about it. People got Lamar fatigue. Let's just be real. You know, they've been holding their breath for these 8 years, and they're like, oh, man, when are we going to ever get over this hump? At least two contention, like AFC Championship game, Super Bowl winning, all that. And they're like, we haven't done it yet. We went through the process of Lamar. You're not a receiver. You are a quarterback, but can you throw? Oh, you actually can. We just saw you throw. Win an MVP, 35 touchdown passes, led the league, all that. We've been through that evolution. Can he run and throw and stay healthy? Yes, he can, even though right now, currently, he is injured with a hamstring. I digress. Point being, he's been relatively healthy his whole career. In the biggest moments, what has happened to Lamar Jackson? I'm going to break that down for you, but the high level of it all is you can't beat Patrick Mahomes, which means you can't beat Steve Spagnuolo. That's all this is. So let me give you a little bit of the synopsis of what's going on with Lamar Jackson in the biggest moments, okay? And on this show, we are going to have balance. We are going to be fair. So when he faces the Chiefs, he doesn't face Patrick Mahomes. We all know that. We ain't that stupid. That's what the media sells us on. But the reality is he's going against that defensive coordinator that, let's just say, he has his struggles against. So I want you to look at this right now, because Lamar Jackson, in those big games, in those moments, finds the struggle bus. All right? It's okay. Look, this is him against Spags. Look at these numbers. This is all against Kansas City, right? Look at these numbers right here. So let me sum this up for you guys. You can see that's not Lamar Jackson typically in most of the other games. I will show you that in a second. But this is him against Spags. Basically, 1-5 as a record. We see that. 5 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 78.9 passer rating, 16 sacks. And he's never thrown for 2 touchdowns in a single game against Spags. Okay. All right. Well, we get it. We get it. So what does that mean? Dude got his number. It's kind of tough out here in these streets when you got to go against Spags. But here's another level to it. He also, like anybody, pretty much, most guys, when they face different competition, struggle. They have a different time, right? Look at this. Look at these major numbers right here. This is like your quarterback rating, 103. Okay, that's regular season. In the playoffs, 84. Look at this. We can see right now, 8.28 when we're talking about yards per attempt. It goes down, 6.8. Look at that, 10-7 touchdown interception ratio, playoffs. Look at that in regular season, 176.50, different ratio, obviously. 65% completion percentage regular season. It drops down to 60. I can keep going like that, but look, that's going to be for almost every player. Even Patrick Mahomes. You look at Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowls. Let's look at Patrick Mahomes, some of the playoff games. It's not even regression. You're playing stiffer competition. You're supposed to pass that against the sorry players, typical of that. But let me go into the deeper layer that I love that Nick Wright went into. Because Peyton Manning went through this. So Peyton Manning went through it because I had a theory that Peyton Manning was wound tightly, right? So when you wound tight, like a Peyton Manning, like in regular season moments, because he's so detailed, first in, last out, right? That guy is going to thrive in regular moments because everybody else is trying to get up for a regular season game, even though we all get up. I'm talking about up. Like he treating a regular season game like it's a Super Bowl. Okay. That's going to reap benefits for you, Peyton Manning, throughout the regular season. But when we all are up, because it's a playoff game, we're all up. You know how they say in the preseason, it's a different speed than the regular season, and then it's a different speed than the playoffs. Well, when everybody is at full tilt for real, all in, and you are tightly wound, guess what? You may be excessively wound. You may be too tight. You may be so far gone, right? That's an overcorrection. So now everybody has met you where you have already been. Maybe you go too far with it, right? It's all about a recalibration. It's all about a balance. So that's what my theory was with Peyton Manning. And then he finally figured it out. Like, okay, let me bring some of this anxiety down, whatever that may be going between his ears. And he applied it in the games, and he was finally victorious. We've seen it many a times, but that's his personality, and we understand how it came into play. Well, Lamar Jackson, peep this. Lamar Jackson is dealing with what Donovan McNabb has dealt with and many of quarterbacks that I saw before, black quarterbacks, that they're trying to, in the biggest moments, prove that they can win the traditional way, that they can win by passing the ball. Like, I could be a pure quarterback, right? When that's not how they got there, and the way you get there is the way you're going to get there, right? How I got here is how I'm going to get there. And then they get into those moments, and you can just see it. How many times have you watched Lamar Jackson in a big playoff game? You said, just run, just run, just run. And you see him pull it back, right? And you're like, oh. I mean, we're not going to count the Mark Andrews drops and all the little things that could obviously change this because the road to success and failure, eerily the same. But it was that. Now let's marry all these points together because Peyton Manning, traditional, pure passing quarterback. And that is synonymous with white. And that's what Nick Wright is talking about. Peyton Manning had to deal with it, right? And he's a white quarterback. And then Lamar Jackson got to deal with it. He's a black quarterback. But Lamar Jackson is making black quarterback the running quarterback. Synonymous with that. Peyton Manning, white quarterback, passing quarterback. So Lamar Jackson in these moments, he's like, I'm going to win both. I'm going to win both of these ways. I'm going to win the way that I know how to play naturally, which is be a runner and a thrower. But nah, I'm going to win the way that they win it too. Didn't we see this before? We've seen this movie before. And then you get into those big moments and you try to appease all. You try to do it all instead of just doing what you do, boo-boo. And then he gets in those moments, and I've seen it too many times. I'm like, if you don't run. So what's protected him all this time was that conversation of race, black and white. And the craziest part about it is that's what's now starting to hurt him in the sense of when you go out there, please stop trying to be more than who you are. You are Lamar Jackson. That is way more than enough. And in these moments, I just wish that he would do what he's done to get to those moments and continue that. And Mark Andrews hold on to the football, right? Well, let's not lie to ourselves. Let's not act like Lamar Jackson ain't a baller, and when it matters most, he ain't there, okay? Let's not go that far. The media is protecting him. The media is going too far. We get that. But let's be real. Lamar Jackson, against teams with winning records, first. Points first. First. Passer rate first. Touchdown, interception first. Winning record, okay? So don't get it twisted. All I say is in those tighter moments, like Peyton Manning had to relax. In these tighter moments, Lamar Jackson need to be Lamar Jackson. Like, keep doing you. Don't switch it up in those moments to show and prove some narrative that you ain't protected, that you can do it all, because nobody could do it all. It's the ultimate team sport. We need each other for that. So I think that's the only thing that's hurting him in the big moments. And hopefully he ain't got to face Steve Spagnuolo. Because if he does, Steve, look, it is. Everybody got a Achilles heel. Superman got kryptonite. God dang it, everybody got that. All right, so beat it up in the comments. Let me know what your guys are thinking out there. He's not overrated, but I'm going to ask the question. You think he's overrated? He is protected by the media because they're like, oh, he already went through hell. He already go through racism, whatever. He already had to go through it. So let's chill on that one, right? We're going to protect him. But beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. So, yeah, you know what we do in this show, boy. We flow, boy. But before we flow, boy, we got to check in on your blood flow, boy. Have y'all used this product yet, Vineia? You better use my product and use the code Marcellus10 for 10% off. Or go to vinia.com/Marcellus. Now, who is Marcellus? That's me. And I'm here to tell y'all I wish I had this product when I played in the league. 10 years, all pro, 2 times top 50, boy breaking banks out there. I would have won a Super Bowl. My teammates were in the way. Nah, let's be real about it. I had a lot of energy. I was balling out of control, but I was on that fake stuff, the sugar and the caffeine, you know, the ephedrins and all them weird things, and all this crazy stuff that was going on in the locker room. I wish we had Vineia, because if we had Vineia, guess what would have happened? Thought I had 4 quarters of ball then, coach. Oh, I would have had that 5th quarter, and you guys can have it right now in your daily grind, no matter what that is. And what is Vineia? Oh, it helps you with your blood circulation, opens up your arteries. So now the oxygen and the nitric oxide gets to where it needs to go. Where is that? Your brain, your heart, your muscles. And that's what it is. It's made from red grape cell powder, and it works. I wake up every single day, not only with great energy, but mental clarity. You guys can too, but you got to stop faking it. So get Vineia. Use the code right there for 10% off, or hit up Marcellus10 and go to vinia.com/Marcellus. Please use it. It will work. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, you know what we do on this show, boy. We blow, boy. Oh, pretty. Oh, we're going to be nice to Lamar. We're going to be nice to Nick Wright. Oh, we're going to be nice today. Okay, let's get this thing in. Oh, I love it too much. Who shall be Scarface? Yo, Nick Wright said the media got Lamar on lock. Protect him heavy like the Secret Service on the block. Bill Polian said he ain't no QB. Now they shielding him daily on that big TV. He doubted once, said let him breathe, fam. Playoff run, man. Story, same jam. Wanna be the GOAT, can't flex in the fall. Beat Mahomes when it matter most, that's the call. Stop trying to sling it deep while the pocket collapse. Wheels make defenders look like they running them laps. Run that rock, Lamar, make them feel that pain. Cause in January, bruh, it's a different game. Regular season highlight, we seen that story. But the playoffs need guts and no glory. Media keep protected, say he's still growing. But the big dogs bark when the cold wind blowing. MVPs, yeah, that's nice. But legends only live in that Lombardi ice. Chiefs kingdom laughing, Mahomes still smiling, while Lamar in the booth, hear the critics wildin'. Ain't no excuses, nah, them days are done. Every franchise star prove he the one. The Ravens ride or die with you, son. The city want that chip, not regular season fun, nah. Beat the Chiefs, dog, silence the chatter, cause you do, all them stats don't matter. Great runner, but he can't win it through the air. Still the most feared when you break it out of there. So stop the pride, fam, stop the media spin. When you wanna see it run up, go get that win. Nick Wright defending, trying to keep your shine, but history don't lie. It's the playoff line. Scarface with a little Tupac in there. Become a gym member with Project Transition. As a giver every month, small gifts have a big impact in creating real change. Not only will you transform lives, you'll also win and unlock once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Join me, Marcellus Wiley, in making a real impact through Project Transition, a global giving community dedicated to uplifting underserved youth with mentorship, education, and access to real opportunities. Your donation doesn't just enter you to win unforgettable prizes and exclusive experiences with myself and other gym members. It fuels our mission to empower the next generation of leaders, dreamers, and game changers. From after-school programs, life skills camps, and career development, every dollar helps unlock potential where it's needed most and where every person makes a world of difference. Give back, win big, be the difference, be greater than your greatest excuse. Support Project Transition today. Become a gym member and help turn obstacles into opportunities.
Let me put you on to something that's part of my daily routine now. VINIA, not a powder, not a pill.
It's the Daily Chews 2X formula. And yeah, they taste good too.
It's plant-based. No stimulants, no crash, no jitters, no banned substances, no junk. It's Informed Sports certified. Just something that actually delivers. Link in description, vinia.com/Marcellus. Discount code Marcellus10 for a 10% discount. Wow.
It's been a decade plus that I knew that this day was going to come.
Oh, this is not hyperbole here.
Because I believe the purpose.
Time to hydrate. Hydration's the situation, so